So the starting lineup for race number 19, the Honda Cadet final. Cole Denholm and Jarrett Clark share row number 1. Kenzo Craigie and Finley Lines on row 2. Luca Ballack and Kai Clark go from row number 3, with Charlie Wolfett and Albert Friend up next. The top 10 rounded up by Rocco Shenton and Max Endicott. Noah Barham and Bella Fairclough on row number 6. Row 7, Oliver Spencer and Oliver Warner, Ethan Griffiths and Albie Lapper on row 8. Hayden Gray, Oliver Majewski, Charles Kitely and Mason Brooks round out the top 20 ahead of Evie Davison, Harry Taylor, Ellis Bell, Joshua Griffin, Jacob Bashler, Jensen Hookey and Rio Licata, although I don't think Rio Licata has gone out. Now, the last time the Honda Cadets came to Kimbolton was all the way back in 2019. On that day, a double-header, Mitchell Gibbons and Jaden Gregg won. 2021 World Junior Karting Champion Kian Nakamura Berta was second in the second final. And Zach Drummond, who will compete in the World Junior Karting Championship next weekend at Sarno, he was third. But here we go. This is the Honda Cadet stars of today. 28 of them, Anthony. And looks like it's going to be a fantastic race as the sun comes out.
Yes, indeed. Track temperature warming up and the air temperature warming up. Honda Cadet for their final. Should be an exciting one. It was an exciting pre-final.
Very much so.
We saw, obviously, Cole Denholm take the race win on that one. Good to see him back, of course, after his race suspension. He's back and, kickstarts it, starting on pole position for the final. Green flag up at the back. Lights will be at the ready. And the lights go out. Here we go. 15 minutes plus 1 lap. And it's a great start from the front row. And it's a great start from Jarrett Clark. Gets hold of that race lead before they even get to the apex. Finley Lines on the outside's going to go for all three.
Great move.
And he does do it. Goes into the race lead as the rest of the field squabble at the back. But in terms of a race start, it's a good start throughout.
Kenzo Craigie in third place there, just signalling to Jarrett Clark to push. But Clark's choosing to defend, going into Derek's corner. Finley Lines, though, round the outside at turn number 1 from 4th on the grid, take the lead, and Cole Denholm just not that sharp off the line. Denholm has fallen to, I think that is 4th position, so it's Lines from Clark, Craigie and Denholm into Kimbolton corner as we complete 1 lap of this 15-minute race. Now, a win for Cole Denholm would take him on to 4 wins. That would give him 2nd place in the all-time Honda Cadet Roll of Honour behind Mitchell Gibbons, who had 5 wins. So Cole Denholm could still sign off his Cadet Honda career as the most successful Honda Cadet driver in the modern year of the British Championship. A long way to go, though. This is round 5 of 7. Kenzo Craigie in P2 behind Jarrett Clark. Jarrett Clark, again, 3 podiums for the first 4 rounds. Clay Pigeon was the first time that he failed to reach the podium. Only finished 9th last time out of Clay Pigeon. And look at that now, Finley Lines. I must have missed it because he's gone from the lead to back to about 8th place.
Yeah, so into turn 1. Kind of went slightly defensive, but didn't commit to the full, and then the train went through.
Okay. But that explains that then. As you can see, already we've got, well, I'd say there's 11 or 12 drivers in this league group. They go through the Willows onto Yamitsu Straight, and Luca Holmes Ballack into P2. This is Luca's best weekend of the season by a long way. Driver who won as a Bambino in the British Championship back in 2020. As Kai Clark there just gets muscled wide at Dan Weldon corner by Cole Denholm. Clark down to 5th position. So it's the 55 of Jarrett Clark, the 23 of Holmes Ballack. There's the GP plate Kenzo Craigie up the inside, passing Ballack. Ballack slots to 4th place as Cole Denholm capitalises. And the back of this league group, look out for the E plate. Rocco Shenton, privateer driver. Rocco Shenton as Kenzo Craigie takes the lead. That would be the 3rd leader and we're starting lap number 4. 3 different leaders, 4 laps.
There we go. So there we go. I mean, it just shows that it's just the same as Minimax in this one, although
yes,
it's
indeed.
A little bit slower and a little bit, I'd say, noisier.
Yeah, but again, parity is the key. Because there's nothing to choose between so many of these engines and the setups of these cars. There's Albert Friend, the number 91 SFR Motorsport team, and he just squeezes at the inside of Bella Fairclough in the number 63 Zip Factory driver. Bella is up into 8th place. Now, Bella, she did enter Clay Pigeon in the number 63, but then an incident in the final. Didn't finish the final, but she's been very, very quick and is running inside the top 10 once again here. Finny Lines has dropped back to 11th position, but now he starts to make moves back up through the field, passing Bella Fairclough going into turn number 1 as Craigie holds on to the lead.
There we go. So changes all the way throughout the field as well. Chopping and changing a little bit further down as well, because I can see, I think that was Ellis Bell making moves there as well, getting up. He's had a good start. 5 places gained with Joshua Griffin just behind as well. The 2 Scottish drivers working well.
As a privateer driver, Ellis Bell, it's his first time here.
Yeah, exactly. So big changes there. Now, Craigie still holding on to this lead, but Cole Denholm back there in 2nd place. Jarrett Clark doing a good job in P3, but like you say, was leading this one. I'd say in terms of championship standings, it's going to be interesting going into the final round, of course, because so many of them could chop and change, and there was an overtake there as Cole Denholm gets through into the race lead. And yeah, it just shows that there's lots happening in this latter part of the race, or this early start of the race. Another, how many changes? 4?
No, 4 different leaders.
4 different leaders.
4 different leaders, and we're on lap number 6.
Yeah.
The only driver in this lead group now that hasn't had a turn in the lead, well, Luca Holmes-Balak hasn't yet. And I say yet because there's a long way to go, 10 minutes. And, there's certainly not... Now, you normally expect sometimes you'd have drivers just in a line, following, working together. Not the case in this race. It is every man and woman for themselves at the moment.
Quite literally, yes, as the timer goes under 10 minutes. And I have to say, I was going to say, has Kenzo got breathing space? No, not at all. Cole Denholm back down the inside, and he actually gets freight trained there. 3rd, 4th, 5th place. Yeah, he slots back in.
Still offline, going through the willows. It's going to affect his momentum coming up the Yamitsu straight. And 2 more drivers go back. So Kenzo Craigie goes from 1st to 7th. Finny Lines under investigation.
Potentially for the start, it was a very good start.
It was a very good start. I mean, it might have been Tram Lines. I mean, he was obviously starting on the 2nd row of the grid, so he couldn't have jumped the start, but maybe out of position. Well, it was a standing start, of course, so he may have jumped the start. We'll have to see. There's Rocco Shenton. Now, hard to believe that Rocco's 3rd place at Clay Pigeon was his first, not just his first podium, his first top 10 finish of the season.
Yes.
Oh dear, and that was, oh my word, that was close. Kenzo Craigie, wheel-to-wheel contact with another unseen driver going through Kimbolton corner, and Craigie had to get on the anchors very suddenly to avoid going into the barriers. Now that has put Kenzo back to 11th, but believe it or not, 11th place is still only 2.3 seconds behind the race leader.
Albeit that's still going to be a lot of work to get back up to that front section. So, but he's got plenty of time to get that done. 8 minutes 40 seconds left on the timer, so plenty of time left in this race. 2
new contenders at the front: number 77 Kai Clark, number 95 Charlie Wolfett, Noah Barham in kart number 22. So. Looking down, so I mean, of the drivers that we did have Luca Balak, he's dropped to 8th. Finny Lines has dropped to 10th. Kenzo Craigie has dropped to 11th, and they've just been replaced. So, I mean, Synergy Racing Developments are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now they start to work together. Albert Friend in the number 91 SFR Motorsport car, running in 6th position. And he has got to try and rustle together some support from any non-Synergy driver around him. He's got Rocco Shenton, privateer driver. Then he's got 2 more, Endicott and Balak, next in line. Then the first 3 Zip Factory drivers, Lines, Craigie and Majewski, 10th, 11th and 12th. And you can see...
That's Rocco Shenton in the background, yeah.
And you can see Majewski is a little bit off this lead group in 12th position, but certainly this pack here going around Kimbolton, Kenzo Craigie, the GP plate holder, at the back of that lead group. So that is effectively still 11 karts in contention.
Very much so. Gap starting to form, though, out there. I mean, you can see as they go through... The timing says the top 11 are in that one big group. Yes, of course, but there are still bits of real estate in between. Yes. I mean, Albert Friend has got...
7 tenths, 8 tenths?
7, 8 tenths, yeah, behind Barham. So, you know, there are gaps starting to form. There's Finley Lines. He's tucked in behind Luca Balak and Max Endicott, a little further behind. So, Still work. I think this is the first time we've had the top 5 synergy
I'm sure there's been at some point, but at this point of a final, yes.
Yes.
I think that's right. At this point of a final, just quickly looking at the rules, we've had 2 complete synergy racing clean sweeps. Lark Hall and Warden Law were synergy racing clean sweeps of the podium, the top 3. But the thing that gives me hope that this will be a full 11 kart battle for the race lead before this race is over is the fact that the 10th and 11th, Rocco Shenton and Kenzo Craigie, are amongst 2 of the... we've got a smoking kart. That is Joshua Griffin, I believe, pulling off to the side of the circuit.
No, it's Albert Friend.
Oh, no, Albert Friend. And you can... that is the left rear tyre has moved in and is fouling against the chain guard. You can see that red Tillet chain guard there leaning across. Now, it does look as though the tyre has moved in because it's inside the rear. So that maybe a hub has broken or something like that. Albert Friend out of the race. So we're down to 10. And, if that tyre is about to come off the rim. I think that
it has popped.
Yes. And that is, maybe the bead has come out of the thing. So technical flag for Albert Friend. He pulls in. That is unfortunate for Albert Friend. Here is the 11th place battle, now being led by the number 13 SFR Motorsport kart of Joshua Griffin. And behind Joshua Griffin is Oliver Warner, Oliver Miewski, Hayden Gray, rookie leading privateer, second place in this race, but leading the championship, Ellis Bell, Charles Kitely, Mason Brooks, Ethan Griffiths, Oliver Spencer, Bella Fairclough, who's fallen back a little bit. But at the front, there's now 2 distinctive groups of 5.
Yes.
There's the second group of 5, which is Endicott, Ballock, Lyons, Craigie and Shenton.
Top 7 now, all synergy racing development karts.
That is very, very impressive. And even though, you might think to yourself, but these bigger teams, they've got more drivers, of course they're going to go quicker. To get 7 drivers all at race running pace at the same time is very, very difficult indeed.
And this year alone, we've had the Zip Factory team
at
the Sharp End. They've won
Renaissance.
finals. We've had the SFR Motorsport team up at the Sharp End. We've had Privateers up at the Sharp End. This is the first real time, I think, this season we have seen a major grouping of one team at the front in Honda.
Yes, without any interlopers, without any sort of single kart from another team sort of getting involved. The gap between 5th and 6th at the moment is 1.3 seconds. We've got 4 minutes to go. Kenzo Craigie sets a new fastest lap of the race. Now, Craigie follows Finley Lyons past the number 18 kart of Max Endicott. So the top 7 is now gone. It's now a top 5 with 2 Zip Factory drivers, Lyons and Craigie, 6th and 7th. And there's the signal being given. Right. Let's go.
Let's catch up.
Now, Kenzo Craigie just set the fastest lap of the race, so we know he's got the pace. Has he got the time? 3.5 minutes.
That's going to be the question, really, in this final. 3.5 minutes is a long time in terms of karting, but, I mean...
it's track position. You've got it. Finny Lyons and Kenzo Craigie. It's not just getting past 1, it's getting past 5. Cole Denham, Jarrett Clark, Kai Clark, Charlie Wolfett, Noah Barham, your top 5.
It could take them that 3.5 minutes to get to the back of the pack.
Yes, and then even if the top 5 start battling, it's getting past 5 drivers in maybe 1.5 laps when they do. But I mean, fair play, they're pulling away. The gap's still 1.3 seconds, but Craigie is pushing lines away from Ballock in the number 23, Shenton in the E plate, and the 18 of Endicott.
Oh well. I think this is tactical again. Still, maybe thinking, Craigie, he's got the fastest out of the race. Thinking, I've got to go. I'll pull you along.
Yeah, but also, and he didn't do it at a place where they would lose time.
No,
the gap has actually come down. It's 1.29 seconds, only by a tenth, but it has come down. That shows that Kenzo and Finny, they chose the right moment to swap positions. Looking there, so Kai Clark, number 77, currently in 3rd place. He finished 4th last time out as Clay. That was his best result of the season. Charlie Wolfett, a 6th and a 7th. A 6th at Lark Hall, 7th last time out at Clay Pigeon. He's currently 4th. Noah Barham in Kart 22. He was the podium at Warden Law. in third position. Barham's actually third of the championship, very consistent at the moment. But yes.
Oh dear, that's not gone.
That's the number 64 kart of Charles Kitely. The bottom NASA panel bracket has broken.
Yeah.
NASA panel, he was able to push it down, but will that trigger a technical flag?
I suspect it will.
90 seconds plus 1 lap to go. The gap between the top 5 and Craigie in 6 is 1.21 seconds. So they're closing, but only by hundredths. And they need to do that more. The question is, when will Cole Denholm start to defend? Jarrett Clark is your current championship leader by 18 points over Kenzo Craigie. Cole Denholm is a factor, but of course he missed that round. He can use it as his dropped scores, so Denholm is right in the thick of the championship hunt as well. The only thing working against Cole Denholm is the fact that he won't gain the 20 bonus points for entering every round.
That's the one thing. And will that be potentially the championship clincher in that?
Well, that could be. But, I mean, Denham's championship score at the moment, I mean, he's got 1 non-maximum score.
Yeah.
From the pre-final at Warden Law, where he finished 4th. Everything else, maximum score, which will be pretty hard to defend against. But, of course, he is giving away 20 points to everybody else.
Yes.
And we've got 30 seconds to go. Jarrett Clark, Kai Clark, there's the move. So, Denholm did come across to defend. Now we're 3 wide, but Denholm holds on to lead. That spoils Jarrett Clark's momentum. It puts Kai Clark into P2. 13 seconds to go. Next time around, it'll be the last lap board. And suddenly, Craigie and
Finn Leslie.
Finney Lines.
Oh, Finney Lines, sorry, yes.
They're 1 point. They're closing in. They're closing in.
I got that name completely wrong. I do apologise. Timer has struck 0, and yeah, like you say, they are starting to scrap now that top 5, and that's really going to, cause them to close in. And we see this time and time again. We see this in, I have to say, in the other cadet class that we race in the British Championship, of course, the Army cadet class, when it is dominated and by the Fusion or the ORM team. They'll work together all the way through the race, and then come the last lap, it's
all bets are off.
Yes.
So the clock strikes 0. Last lap board goes out. Charles Kitely is black flagged. He hasn't obeyed the mechanical flag. Now Denholm defends into Stowe corner from Kai Clark, Jarrett Clark. Charlie Wolfett. Then Jarrett Clark in 4th. And Noah Barham in 5th. Craigie and Lines, I think they're going to be just a little bit too late to the front, and they're not going to be able to make an impact. But Denholm is defending into Derek's corner. Watch the number 22 of Barham. He's got the best run, but he can't get past until coming out of Dan Weldon corner at the earliest opportunity. Craigie and Lines have caught them. It's a 7-kart train. Denholm has the lead. What can Kai Clark do?
Let's find out then into the final section. One more opportunity to overtake down the inside here into Kimbolton corner. It happens in the background, but doesn't happen at the front. And to the checkered flag across the line, it will be Cole Denholm who takes it from Kai Clark and Charlie Wolfett.
So a 4th win for Cole Denholm provisionally this season, and that moves him to 2nd behind Mitchell Gibbons on the all-time Honda Cadet winners list. And again, even with that 1 race suspension, here we go. There's Charlie Wolfett. There's a big celebration there. Wolfett on the podium. That's his first. Just double check that. That is his first podium. It's Kai Clark's first podium, and it's a 4th win for Denholm. Jarrett Clark finishes in 4th position. He retains the championship lead, but when dropped scores come into play, Cole Denholm will be right back on top of things. Kenzo Craigie comes home in 5th position ahead of Finley Lines, then Noah Barham, Luca Ballack, Rocco Shenton, Max Endicott. Another fine result for Scotland's Ellis Bell in 11th position, gaining 12 places there on what is his first trip to Kimbolton. Joshua Griffin comes home in 12th, and then, as you can see, some of the drivers that finishing down the order. Sadly, Albert Friend and Charles Kitely there at the back, the only drivers not to finish. And Cole Denholm, Scotland's Cole Denholm, well, that's Kai Clark, you can see on your screens there. But Scotland's Cole Denholm is already by P1, the P1 board. Kai Clark will put his number 77 Synergy karts, and that is a top 4 clean sweep, provisionally, of course, for the Synergy Racing team. It is their third podium clean sweep of the season, and it's their 7th win in Honda Cadet overall. That puts them just 1 win behind Ambition Motorsport on the all-time Honda Cadet Roll of Honour. That is 2 finals, 2 provisional victories for the Synergy Racing team, and that would give them a total of, that's their 10th final win, and that draws them in line with Croc Promotions, who have got 10 wins, just 1 behind Oliver Rowland Motorsport, who have 11 wins. As we look at now the tarmac in the foreground, you can see the racing surface, but that tarmac in the foreground, that is the original runway here at RAF Kimbolton, home of the US Air Force, the 379th Bomber Group in the Second World War. I would advise anybody who is visiting here at Kimbolton at the Hunts Kart Racing Club to go into the clubhouse, look at the cabinet full of trinkets and various bits of ephemera that have been found over the years here from the Second World War. The photographs, the history, the stories behind some of the planes and their crews who battled in the Second War is quite moving indeed. Anthony Jordan, however, is down with our podium.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yes, here with our top 3. All Synergies, all looking the same, but our man here who's back in the paddock, Cole Denholm. Cole, congratulations. Good to have you back and kick-starting it off with another win.
Yeah, it's been good the last couple of rounds of the British, but not the last one, but it's all right.
It's all right, is it? Yeah, no, it's all right. I mean, championship points are still looking good. It's going to be close going into the final round. Do we think the maths is there? Do we think we've got the capability of winning it this year?
Hopefully, all I need to do in the last round is hopefully just win it and hopefully come out on top in the championship.
Well, fingers crossed for that one. But this weekend at Kimbolton, a tough weekend. You had to fight for it, but you came across the line with 4 other teammates to take a top 5 for Synergy. So a nice achievement for you and the team.
Thank you.
Brilliant stuff. Anyone you'd like to thank?
My mum, dad, Synergy Kart Racing, everyone that supported me over the weekend.
Brilliant. Well done, Cole. Let's head over to second place, Kai Clark. Kai, again, another brilliant race for yourself, working well with your teammates there. But, you know, anything you can take away from that one going into the final round?
It was hard, but it was a fair race.
So fair race all the way throughout. I mean, tough when it is racing with your teammates, of course, because the last thing you want to do is be involved in anything with a teammate. But you know, you've still got to race fair. But you know, a good result for yourself, P2. You can be happy with that.
Yeah, really happy.
Who'd you like to thank?
My dad, and my mum, my dad, and Synergy.
Synergy, perfect. Well, congratulations, Kai Clark, P2. Let's head over to third place, Charlie Wolfit. Charlie, great result for yourself. You can smile.
Thank you.
There we go. You're on the podium, of course. You'll be enjoying the trophy a little bit later on today, but a tough weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. You always have a lot more to say when we chat in the paddock, but I'll put a microphone in your face and you suddenly go a bit quiet. But a great result for yourself. But, you know, working with your teammates, racing with your teammates, is it more of a challenge than racing against someone who isn't in your team?
Well, yeah, definitely, because you don't want to upset them or do something to them and then go back in it and all be a massive scrap at the awning. But you don't want that. You want to push with them and get the win with them. So.
Yeah, that's probably the main thing of course. Racing with respect is the most important thing, especially in cadet racing. But you take a third from that one. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my mum, dad, Synergy Racing and RPM for the mega waft.
Brilliant stuff there, Charlie Wolfit, and our top 3 in Honda Cadet. More races coming up. Henry, back to you.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Next up is the Honda Cadet podium. Another fantastic race from the 4-strokers, and the top 4 all belonging to the same team. At one point, the top 7 drivers in the race were all Synergy Racing Developments drivers. That is a testament to the hard work put in by that team. So, finishing in third place, I think this is his first trip to the podium this year, it's Charlie Wolfett. P2 goes to another driver making his first trip up to the podium this season. It's number 77, Kai Clark. So, well done to Kai. But your winner today, this is his fourth win at the British Championships, and at Wilton Mill the last 2 rounds, he could go on to become the most successful in terms of overall race wins Honda Cadet driver in the entire history of the modern era of the British Championship. Along with his winning mechanic, Ian, it's Cole Denholm. Still wearing flip-flops, Mr. Denholm, good to see. So Synergy Racing Developments, another clean sweep for Synergy. And I said at one point in the final, the top 7 drivers all were driving for the Synergy team. And Cole Denholm, that's 4 wins out of 4 starts. It's not a bad record. So we're going to get... So, Lars, thank you very much. Congratulations, your Honda Cadet podium, ladies and gentlemen.